Welcome back to the Audi Great Indian Quattro Drive, where it's now time to turn our attention to leg 2 and a whole new cast of characters. Our second journey would take us from the hottest to the coldest part of India, and to get there, we'd have to travel through some pretty difficult terrain. So it was now time, obviously, to involve Audi's SUVs. And the two stars of this drive then are the Audi Q3 and the Audi Q5. Leg 2 was flagged off at the quaint village of Churu in Rajasthan. Joining the Audi Q3 and Q5 for this journey were Autocar India's Kedar, Jaidev and two new contest winners.
I myself Sandeep, I am from Delhi, and as I am passionate about cars and driving, so Leh is one of the best drivetrain in India, so they are always dreaming about that.
Hi, I'm Manish Khare. I'm from New Delhi, one of the two lucky winners of the Great India Quattro Drive.
The 4-day drive would be about gaining altitude rather than racking up the miles, but the journey to Dras would still involve stops in Jalandhar, Srinagar and Gulmarg if things went according to plan. Equipped with powerful diesel engines and Audi's Quattro 4-wheel drive system, the Audi Q SUVs were ready to tackle all the elements. But even as the team took some local advice and hit the well-surfaced State Highway 7 en route to Jalandhar, it was the Audi's climate control that was pressed into service first.
When we left Churu, it was about 45 degrees and the locals were telling us that the weather was actually quite pleasant. I don't know about them, but all we did is sit in the Audis, set the temperature to the lowest possible, and we were completely cocooned from the heat.
The next morning, Team GIQD set out early to get a head start on traffic, and for the first 100-odd kilometers, it was all smooth sailing as they made good time, passing Pathankot with a quick stop for lunch and making it through the border into Jammu and Kashmir.
Right now we are about 200 kilometers away from Srinagar on the Jammu-Srinagar NH1.
So far, the Q3 and Q5 had made quick work of the variable road conditions, with the Quattro systems barely being called into service, even though the extra ground clearance was very useful in tackling the potholes that dotted the route. But even as the rain turned into a downpour, disaster struck. Just short of Ramban, a massive landslide had completely washed away the roads. With traffic jam-packed behind the team as far as the eye could see, there was no option left but to make some frantic calls, which resulted in us being escorted into a nearby army transit camp to spend the night before tackling the rest of the journey on day 3. The next morning, the traffic had started to move again and the Audi convoy hit the road to Srinagar. Once clear of the landslides, the SUVs stretched their legs as the roads opened up. This stretch of highways is maintained by the Border Roads Organization, or BRO, who make sure the tarmac is in top shape despite working at such high altitudes, and the drivers took advantage.
I've driven the Q5 so far, and I would say it's having an awesome pickup, awesome experience, suspension, handling, the way it controls, it manages the curves, and you won't feel that you are driving in a mountain area or you are driving in a state highway.
With good roads and weather helping them along, the team made it to Srinagar by 2:30 p.m. With some time to spare, it was off to the ski resort of Gulmarg for a spot of sightseeing.
We finally managed to make it to Kashmir and the temperatures have already started dropping. In fact, it's 12 degrees right now and it's only going to get colder from here on. We're looking forward to it. Tomorrow we'll be heading up to Dras.
Waking up to some spectacular views of the Dal Lake, the team hit the road bright and early for the 180-kilometer drive to Dras. It doesn't seem like a big distance, but the Srinagar-Ladakh highway was the only road to Dras, and soon the truck traffic started piling up. A lot of concentration was required to thread the SUV through the never-ending line of trucks, all the while keeping in mind the sheer drops on the other side of the single-lane road. Even as darkness fell, progress was slowed. But finally, at around 11 p.m., the team arrived at the gateway to Ladakh.
So we finally managed to make it to the end of our journey. We're in Dras now, the coldest place in India.
Well, unlike the darkness that greeted the boys in Dras, as you can see, I'm in some beautiful sunshine here, and it's in the sunshine in Kerala that we will start the third and possibly most epic drive of the Audi Great Indian Quattro drive. More details when we come back from this break.
The highest motorable pass in the entire world. Every motoring enthusiast should experience it at least once in their life.